Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 66 of Direwolf20's Age of Engineering series. I've been working for about the last 45 minutes to try and figure out how to solve this problem, and I think I've gotten it. I think it's going to work. We shall see. So here, let me turn you off just because I want noises for a minute. Okay, thank you. Be quiet for a minute. Here's what I've gone ahead and figured out. I've gotten this to the point where, in theory, it should manage to, instead of crafting on demand, because here's the problem. When we had this set up to craft quantum singularities on demand, it did not go so well. And the reason is because each set of singularities has its own set of NBT data. And you can see that if you F3H, right? There you go, advanced tooltips. We want control, and then what is it, shift? So you can see the NBT data there, the frequency. Each one of these has a different frequency. So it just basically randomly generates a long string of letters and numbers and assigns a frequency for NBT. Okay, because there's no way to say ignore NBT on crafting result, basically what was happening is when we on-demand crafted a quantum entangled singularity, it was getting stuck in the crafting status, and we had to come in and cancel it, remember? So that was the problem. So the solution is to not craft it on demand, but instead keep a certain amount in the system at all times. And to do that, we have to do some trickery, because we can't just say like, hey, insert these two items and you'll get this set of items out. Now we have to say, keep inserting these two items, but stop at some point, but try not to waste any items. So to do that got a little bit tricky, but I think I came up with a solution. And it seems to be working. Theoretically, it's possible that I will waste probably one or two endered pearl dust or one or two singularities at some point. But since we have them on pretty much endless, exhaustive amount of resources, like I don't care if I lose them. But in theory, it should work pretty well. So let me go ahead and show you how this works. I'm going to keep these in stock, a singularity and an ender pearl dust, one of each in stock in the ME interface. And you're going to extract from the down when you're receiving a redstone signal. And on the north, we will insert a counting item filter, one singularity and one ender pearl dust. That's step one. So that'll keep one of each item in there. Now, we only want this thing to be allowed to drop items when it has both the items that it needs. In other words, I want it to have one ender pearl dust and one quantum singularity before it starts dropping items, okay? So what I've done is I've set it up with this guy. I have an inventory reader in here, and the inventory count is what I care about. I'm checking to see how many items are currently in the inventory. Inventory count is 0 right now, but if I throw, for example, one item in there, inventory count will bump up to 1. Cool. And then what I've done is I've set up a delayer. Now, a delayer is cool because it can track over time how much the number of stuff in there. It's a neat way to delay a reaction on things, which is why it's called a delayer. And I'll tell you the problem that I had. The problem that I had was when I said check if there's two items in here, it would check for two items, it would drop one, and it would immediately turn on the redstone signal, and only one item would fall out. And that's not what we want. Right? We want it to, and I could probably demonstrate this. I just got it working, and I don't want to break it too bad. But are you contains list and yeah, your entity card. So like, what I could do is do this. If I drop this down like that, that should work. So watch what happens when I put two items in here. You ready? 1, 2. One will drop, and then the other one doesn't because there's not two items in there anymore, right? So that's not good. We want the redstone signal to stay on for long enough that it manages to drop both items. So by doing a delayer, I'm counting how many items are in there, and the frequency is in the number of ticks. So when it changes, it'll wait for ticks, and then it'll check again, and it'll update the list. So it'll go 0, 0, and then it'll go 0, 2, and then it'll go 2, 2, and then it'll go 2, 0, and then 0, 0. Or, if there's 1 in there, it'll go 1, right? And I can demonstrate this by bumping up the frequency from 4 to something like 30. So that's a second and a half. So if I, throw two items in there, we'll see 2, and then 0, and then 0, because it wound up dropping the items. Cool. So basically every second and a half, we're counting how many items are in there, and a second and a half later, and a second and a half later, and a second and a half later. And then with the delayer, we remove the item and a second and a half later, and you get the gist, right? So my frequency and capacity count that I came up with is 4. And what this does is it keeps the redstone signal on long enough that it manages to drop the 2 items that are in there. That's basically what I'm using that for. And then I did, basically I checked for 2 items, and I'm doing a contains list. So I'm basically saying if the number 2 is in this list somewhere, then go ahead and start dropping items. And it stays in the list long enough that it manages to drop both items and then immediately turn the redstone signal on when it's done dropping. And again, frequency 4, capacity 2 was the sweet spot. If it's too fast of a frequency, it doesn't drop the items. It doesn't drop both the items. And if it's too long of a frequency, it might wind up dropping extra items. So that's what you wanted. And then basically I'm just doing a Boolean variable compares, and I had to do a not on it. And long story short, we've got this thing set up whereby if I place 1 singularity, nothing happens. Drop an ender pearl dust in there, boom, we've got them both dropping in theory, except it stopped working. Did I break it already? Frequency 4, yeah, that should be working now. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. Nice. Nice, perfect, pretty cool. So that works. We'll see if it works because we're gonna continue testing it. So what I'm gonna do is say keep 1 singularity and 1 ender dust in there, and I'm going to put the crafting card in because you have to craft ender pearl dust. Okay, we hook this dude up to here. And then you should be good. And now what you're going to do is you're going to keep those 2 items in there, and as long as you receive a redstone signal on this guy, you are going to transfer those items, right? Insert a certain number, redstone signal. Now to measure, I want to stop this at some point. So what I'm going to do is grab a level emitter. For those of you who haven't used this mod in a while, the level emitter is a nifty little gadget. Basically, it will count the number of items in an applied energistic system. Boop. Oh, hey, it's kind of working. Cool. See? It's doing the thing. Nifty. So let's turn you off for a sec so I can tweak this. So on the down, never active. Okay, and then I'll put all this stuff away for the time being. So that's kind of working. What I'm going to do here is say, check for quantum singularities. I want 10 of them in the system, but make sure to throw a fuzzy card in there because we want to ignore that MBT data, right? If we don't do that, it won't be able to count past the 2 that match the MBT tag of this thing, which is not what we want. So with that, you're going to emit a redstone signal. Let's say turn it off when emit levels when they're below the limit, right? So if it's below 10 in the system, it'll emit a redstone signal. So let's go ahead and test this. On the down, we're going to say active, right? And if we back away, oh, wait, hang on. You know what I can do to, well, let's, on the down, I want to say never active. I'm going to throw these away. What I forgot is that I didn't want a lot of explosions and crafting happening, so I removed a redstone dust here. So let's put you away and you away. Throw this redstone dust back down, and now it'll actually start crafting, right? And this is me for the legit first time testing the system. It may or may not work. We will, I guess, find out. So everybody cross your fingers that I did this properly, and we can say on the down, not always active. Active with signal. So what we should see is singularity showing up in there. And now we've got 10 in the system. It'll craft a couple extra because it was dropping items, but that's okay. And there's no extras sitting here. Cool. Now watch what happens if I take singularities out, right? If we use a couple of these, the light goes on, and then we drop items. And we'll craft a couple sets, and then the light goes off, craft a couple extra sets, and that seems to work pretty well. That's actually cool. It's working. I think that works. I'm really proud of that. It's a complex build, it really is, but it works. And how did you get out? How is there a wither skeleton out here? Wither skeleton, please. How did you spawn a wither skeleton outside? Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Huh. I wonder how he managed to sneak out. Oh well, not going to worry about it too much. Won't overthink it. Weird. So that kind of works. The only thing I might want to do is not make this 10, but 30. And the reason I want to do that is we might need to craft like a large number all at once, right? So if we count our singularities now, we'll see that we've got a pretty hefty amount, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that's 30, and we got a couple extra. Perfect. And again, as we use it, we will continue to resupply ourselves. So there's no more on-demand crafting of those singularities. We're just keeping a certain amount in stock. And that works out pretty well. Nice. So that's, I considered whether or not I wanted to do that on camera, but I knew it was going to be complex enough of a build that I wanted to test most of it off camera. And then just show you guys how I managed to do it. So hopefully that's, you guys are cool with that. One thing to keep in mind, by the way, with the delayer here, the item that you're delaying variable card needs to stay in this slot or else it won't work. That's something that I learned kind of. So like you put it in there, you set the frequency and delay, and then you can reference that, you know, over here, we can basically just check it and it'll be good. Cool. So keep that item in that slot there and you're good to go. Sweet. So the other thing I wanted to work on today would be over here. Cool. I want to, for a moment at least, get this guy. Can I rotate you? Yay. Sweet. Go ahead, teleport your items across. See if I care. All that's gonna happen is they're gonna get sucked into here. All right, so it's Wither Skeleton or Wither Spawner dude time. So we have item conduits, we have redstone conduits. One thing I might want to teach you how to make is, you do know how to make Z logic controllers now, right? So if I wanted to, I could grab one of those. What I'd like to do is teach you how to make both types of advanced filter. So you already know how to make an advanced item filter, so that's cool. I'd like you to know how to make one of these. So in order for that to work, you're going to need to know how to make one of those. As long as I have one, I can then do this, provided I have an advanced item filter, which will be easy to do. Nice. So the reason I want to auto-craft those is I need 7 of them. Cool, so that shouldn't take too long to make. What we're gonna do is come over here, and basically I wanna set up a redstone signal equals spawn wither button. And it'll eventually turn into a redstone signal equals keep spawning wither button, which should be fine. Should be fine, in theory. So what I'll do is start off with a chest for now, which will probably eventually be like an ender chest, maybe, or an interface from ME. It depends if I want to run cabling all the way over here. And we will grab item conduits, and these will all be inserts. Insert, insert, insert. And then we want the filters. Counting filter upgrade, still making one? Yeah, crafting a Z logic. Come on, there we go. And while we're here, we want some soul sand and some wither skeleton skulls. And basically, I want one of each. You are gonna be soul sand. You are gonna be soul sand. Soul sand. Soul sand. So I basically want to say keep one of each in here. Okay. And that should be cool. So if I do that and set you to always active extract, you should quickly populate those guys. Neat. Now I probably want to update you to be place block, place block, place block, place block. Oh, and you should all be set to redstone on, redstone on, redstone on, redstone on. By the way, I am placing these. I want to test real quick that this works. Place block, redstone on, place block, redstone on. So you're working? Use item on block. Hey, nice, that works. Redstone on. And nice. Okay, so that's actually really cool because it means I don't have to worry about a delay. You being use item on block will mean that we don't have to worry about delays so much. So if I made you a lever and we made a, let's do a timer now. Do we have a timer? Do we have easy access to timers? We've got the dark utilities timer. That seems reasonable enough. Or we could do the RF tools timer, but I think this will do. There, now I'll have them when I need them. For the foreseeable future. Now I'm pretty sure that this guy is in such a way that if I give him a redstone signal, he won't pulse, right? Does 100 ticks sound good? 5 seconds? Sure, why not? So 5 seconds from now it should pulse and we should get a... Is that too fast of a pulse? It might be. If that's the problem, then what we need to do is make the other timer. And we can tune... Oh, we already had one. Huh, derp. We can tune this a little bit more. So let's get our clock here. I need a machine frame, which I don't have on Autocraft. That's an advanced machine casing. That's a machine frame. To do Autocraft that... And hey, let's take a nap real quick. Boom. So, I think we just need to have the redstone signal last longer. And we have more control with the timer from this dude. I think. If not, there's another one we can make that we definitely would have more control with. Delay... Oh, I know it's wrong. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I think I know it's wrong. Give me this for a sec. That's what's wrong. Hey, why are you still running even though I gave you a redstone signal? Maybe we'll try that dark utilities one after all. Now, with that redstone signal on, you won't be pulsing, right? 5 seconds? Yeah, I forgot that the mechanical user, for whatever reason, like, doesn't advertise itself as the type of block that can receive a redstone signal. I don't know if that's a bug or what, but you have to put it on in-out mode. There's your problem. Cool. So now if I release this redstone signal, in 5 seconds we should get a wither. Nice. Okay. And in 5 seconds we should get another wither. Nice. And in 5 seconds we should get another wither. Nice. And we should keep getting withers. Sweet. Beautiful. And we'll keep getting withers until we run out of soul sand or wither skeleton skulls. Or I flip the lever. And that will stop summoning withers now, right? No more withers? Ow. Not really. Beautiful. That is awesome. Flip lever, summon wither. You can't complain about that. That is awesome. So now the last task here will be for me to decide if I want to run ME cabling all the way over here. So I think our nearest ME cable is probably here, so it's like a couple hundred blocks. Or if I want to do something with like an ender chest or something. Think an ender chest. So we're going to want a couple of Klein flasks. And we will ender chest you. So all I should really need are those Klein flasks to be crafted. Back in a minute when they are. That'll do. So ender chest. And what I'll do is we're probably low on. Let's make it blue. So that sounds like blue will be our keep in stock color. And what I'll do is we will get 2 counting filters, and somewhere like over here-ish, sound cool. What I'll have is an interface. Come on, counting filters, let's go. Interface 2. Crafting. I guess I only need one anyway. So what I'll do is we'll put you there, we'll put you there. Cable. We'll do like an in-stock kind of thing. And what I'll have is soul sand. Let's do 16 and 16. So that sounds like a good number. Okay, and then we can do item conduits. And we will say on the north, we will extract always active, and on the up, we will have a counting filter of, we want 16 and 16, let's say. But that should be on insert. Cool. So now that'll keep that in stock. Now we just pop out over here. And we replace this chest with the ender chest, and we're good to go. That'll save me running the cables all the way across. Cool. So now we flip lever, and within 5 seconds we should see a wither spawn. It'll use up the items and then auto restock them. Cool. Boom, boom. Lever off, no more withers. So now what we could do is set up some kind of redstone to detect how many nether stars we have. So if we wanted to keep, let's say, 20 in stock at all times, what we could do is have another one of those calculation processors is going to need here. Wireless redstone. Wireless redstone. RF Tools has one. I'm just trying to... Oh yeah, receiver and transmitter. How crazy did he make these guys? Not crazy. Sweet. Couple comparators. And the redstone transmitter is equally not terrible. Cool. Alright, so what if we got our level emitter? Popped it down here. We'll say nether star less than 20, emit a redstone signal. Emit when levels are below limit. Cool, less than 20. Okay, let's get these programmed because it's a little weird to program those. Channel set to 1. Channel set to 1. This is the receiver. This is the transmitter. You're going to go here. Okay, so you're transmitting on frequency 1, this redstone signal. Well, we'll find out if it works. If it doesn't, I might have to put a single piece of redstone in between them, which would not be the end of the world. Let's actually test. And I'm going to reverse this in a sec. Let's test that this is working. It is not. That's what I was afraid of. Sometimes that kind of thing works, and sometimes it doesn't. That's why we test it. Receiver, psst. You're supposed to be working now. This is why we test things far apart from each other. Herp-de-derp. Channel set to 1. Channel 1. You're the transmitter. Channel 1. We'll test these closer to each other now. I hate you guys. I've always had like a little bit of weird luck with these guys. They've always been a little bit funny to me. Do I need like another redstone dust? Why do you not want to work? Back in a sec. Okay. I think I ran into an old bug I remember. That should work. Let's make it 10. Just want to make sure that this works. Yes. Just a block update bug. That's all it was. So that should be cool now. I think that's on the transmitter's end too. So that should be fixed. You just had to like update the redstone signal after placing the transmitter for it to start behaving itself. Cool. So over here we do star, signal off, star, signal on. So now for the test of, do you need a redstone dust in between you two? I'm going to go ahead and say sure. So we'll do this with that. And now all we have to do... Oh, you spawned one. You were quick. Quick on the draw there, Buster. Hey, 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 hey. I'm giving you a redstone signal. Did you not see that? All right, stop summoning withers now. You have a redstone signal. Sir. Sir. Excuse me, sir. You have a redstone signal. Ow. This is why we test these kinds of things. Ow. This is why we test these kinds of things. Why you all of a sudden decide that that's gonna work, but that. I could do it with the other timer, because I know that would work. Are you fast? Are you good enough to, like, behave yourself? Oh, no, no, no. Wrong. There. This timer. So let's see if you're fast enough of a pulse. Yes, wither spawned. Wither spawned. Redstone signal. Stop spawning withers, please. Beautiful. You stop spawning withers, right? Stop spawning withers! I'm giving you a redstone signal. Stop! Stop! Can't you see the redstone signal? What's the manual say? Alright, I think what I'll do is use the sequencer. By the way, that totally crashed my game. That should stop it from running. Or is this the timer? Hold on. Sequencer. And that should stop withers from spawning. Cool. Let's make the delay 2. So that'll mean it'll take about 120 ticks to summon a Wither. So this will work, right? And then we throw our Nether stars in the system, and it should stop. See, it's stuck on step 38. That'll do. Take our Nether stars out of the system, and it starts spawning Withers again. Cool? And it'll keep spawning them until we either run out of soul sand or Wither skeleton skulls, or we get enough Nether stars. But like I just put in, redstone signal goes off, Withers keep going. So I just went with that. It's, for those who forget the sequencer, the way it works is basically this is the delay between each step. So it's on for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ticks, so half a second. And then there's about 60 ticks after this, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's an 8 by 8 grid. So 64 steps. The first 5 are redstone signal on. The next 59 are redstone signal off. And there's 2 ticks between each step. Cool? So that'll do. So we have fully automated Nether stars. By the way, I would like you to be keeping in stock 32. Okay? So basically, every time we use up a few Nether stars, we see the redstone signal go on, we'll hear the Wither spawn. Cool. It'll probably spawn 1 or 2 extra. It'll collect the Nether stars and then turn off the signal. Pretty spiffy. And now we have enough stars in there, so the signal went off. We'll get another one because it's always going to spawn 1 or 2 more. But that's fine. See, 33. Cool. So fully automated Nether stars. Now we're talking. And with that, it's wrapping up point. So Darryl20 signing off. We'll come back next time. We may now be at the point where we can start actually thinking about doing some Draconic stuff. Remember, a big component, so a lot of the auto crafting is required for Draconic is all taken care of. The next thing we'll probably want to get is a basic fusion and crafter. For that, we're going to need a Wither Diamond. Not a problem now. Draconic Core, which we have on Autocraft. Mica, which we have on we have some of. We might need to get more of. How much mica do we have? Enough for now. At least enough for this. And then a fusion coil, which I guess is all Tech Reborn related stuff. Nichrome heating coil doesn't look too bad. And superconductor, helium cells, tungsten, iridium, energy flow conduit. That doesn't look too bad. Industrial centrifusion glowstone will get me helium cells. So that doesn't look too bad. Energy flow circuit doesn't look too bad. Tungsten, iridium, tungsten. Really not too bad of a crafting recipe there. Iridium neutron reflector needs iridium ingot and neutron reflectors, which needs barium cells and neutron reflectors. Barium cells come from apparently ender pearl dust or crushed emeralds, so that's not terrible. We got 3 of them for 29 emeralds, so not a terrible cost there. And neutron deflectors themselves are tin, coal, and copper plates, so that's easy. And then the advanced machine casing. So this all looks to be 100% possible. Highly advanced machine chrome, titanium chrome, advanced machine block. Yeah, no, that's all craftable. So next episode we'll come back, make, I don't know if I want to like auto craft these things, fusion coils, because we're gonna need 8 or how many do we need? 8 of them, right? 8. Yeah. There's a way to check fusion crafting. I believe 8, some of these require 9, as I recall. But 8 is like the minimum. And what's involved in getting to a tier 2? Tier 2 is the same recipe. So really the hardest part of this is getting a tier 1. And then you're good to go. But like I said, oh yeah, by the way, he added recipes so you can do the infusion crafting of, so everything that you can make in this, he added recipes for in fusion crafting, which is cool. Nifty, right? So we can use this as a faster way to get like empowered diamantine and Palus chrysalis, because it's faster, I think, than what this is. So yeah, I think we're in good shape. Was it the fusion reactor? I think the reactor core. If we ever wanted to get to like that is 7, so that's not terrible. Chaos shard. Okay, cool. Thought there was something that needed, like, more than that. But we'll be good. So next episode, we'll look at doing that, maybe? And then we'll be well into the Draconic Age. And I'd like to get, you know, the standard suite of awesome stuff. Nifty armor, and all kinds of other things. For now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, take it easy.